Good morning, everybody. Now, I was asked if I could show the sweetened condensed milk and the evaporated milk, how I make them if for dairy-free. So I'm going to show you guys probably the most easiest way to do it. Now, you can do this with a can of coconut milk and it doesn't take quite as long. With a can of coconut milk, you just cook it down by, I think you only need to cook it for about, I think it's only like 30 minutes or so, not even that long. You just need to cook it until some of the water's drained off. That's about it. And with sweetened condensed milk, you add 1 cup of sugar to the can of milk, heat it up, and then you warm it until, I think again, for another 30 minutes. Roughly something like that. It's been a while since I've done it that way because lately I've just been using I think you guys can see that. Yeah. Okay, I've just been using the silk coconut milk because it has a much longer best by date on the thing, and it's a lot cheaper. Now you could do this with homemade milk, but here is the problem with doing that. Now, if you're putting it in a cooked recipe that you know you're going to eat within that day, awesome, go ahead, use homemade milk. But if you're not, I really would not recommend doing it for this because homemade milks are only good for 2 to 5 days. So unless you can consume it in that period of time, don't do it. Use commercial made stuff. Okay, with that being said, you need to, so I've got 2.5 cups here of the coconut milk. Now, the reason I'm using 2.5 cups is because I want 1.25 cups of sweetened condensed milk, because that's what I'm making today, sweetened condensed milk. But you need to cook it down by 60%. Now, if you're using dairy, because this works with dairy too, you would cook it down by 50%. Now guys, also another thing on the homemade ones, don't try and take the shortcut and just reduce the water when you're making it, because you'll just make a mess and it don't work. It just does not work. Okay, so anyway, so I've got 2.5 cups of coconut milk in here, and you don't have to use coconut milk, use whatever milk you want. Like I said, it works with all of them. You'll need 1 cup of sugar. Now if you are just making evaporated milk, all you need is just to turn on your burner right now, which I should turn on anyway, and just cook it down by 60%. And then you're done. You have evaporated milk. But because I'm making sweetened condensed milk, I need to add that cup of sugar. Now with the sugar, you can add whatever sugar you want, as long as it equals out to 1 cup worth. So if you're using, I don't know the equivalents of sugars, guys. I really don't. But if you can use stevia, sweeteners like honey, maple syrup, agave even works. You can use all of that stuff in this as long as it equivalents to 1 cup of sugar. Now, okay. So now what you want to do. Now, I don't have my flame super high. I have it on about a medium low. Okay, you need to get the sugar dissolved. And then once the sugar is dissolved, you turn it down to a low flame because you want this just to simmer. That's it. You don't want to boil it. You don't want to do anything. You just want to simmer it. So this does take a bit of time. It takes about an hour to do this. But in the end, it is totally worth it because number one is dairy free and it's, however you personally need it. So I will bring you guys back in about 45 minutes to an hour when this is done. And then I'll show you what it looks like once this is cooked down. So we'll be back. Now, before I forget that I did not mention this, for every 2 cups of whatever milk you're using, you need 1 cup of sweetener of your choice. So because I did 2 cups here, I have 1 cup. If I was doing 4 cups, I need 2 cups kind of deal. That's, you know, the idea of it. That's how that works. Because I forgot to mention that, I wanted to make sure I added that in. So now we'll be back when this is done. Okay, so now it is completely reduced. I have it down to 1 1/4 cup of this. You can see it's thin. This probably will not thicken up to the consistency that you expect, but we will see for definite, because normally when I do this, I use it right after this. I don't let it cool down. So, because normally when I need it that day. I'm pretty bad at remembering to make it the day before. So, but I'm going to let this cool down, and then I'm going to pop it in the fridge, and then we will see what it looks like after it is completely cooled down, nice and cold. So, we'll be back. And here it is, a couple hours later, sitting in the fridge, and it's definitely nice and thick, just like normal sweetened condensed milk. So, there you go. That is how you make dairy-free, vegan, whatever you want to call it, sweetened condensed milk using milk, dairy-free milk out of your fridge. Nice and easy. So, I'm going to go and turn this into something else because I seen a video just last night and it intrigued me. So, you'll have to stay tuned for tomorrow's video to see what it is. So I hope you guys enjoy and give this a try because it is super easy. Just takes a little while to do it, but just vacuum your floors or something when you're doing it. Joking, but that was what I did. Anyway, so I will see you guys soon. Bye.